Hey there, Genovese Basil Projects here, and in this video I'm going to be planting up my seeds. So you're probably going to see this intro a couple different times. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I also want to break this into multiple different videos for you guys in order to provide you with the most amount of detail in the shortest amount of time. So you don't have to go searching through a big long video to find the plant that you're looking for or the plants that you're looking for. So again, I'll probably play this multiple times and then I'll get into the specific plants that I will be planting from seed today. A couple things that are probably going to be similar across the board. Not probably, they will be similar across the board. I am using a potting mix today. I don't typically use a seed starting mix. One, it doesn't provide a lot of nutrients, so I find myself supplementing with fertilizer. Nothing wrong with that. It's just an extra step later on, and I get just as good germination rate out of potting mix as I do seed starting mix. The other thing is I will be using seed starting trays. So I have a whole bunch of trays cleaned, and then I have like 6 packs or the seed starting plugs that you can buy from any garden center or department store. I'll be starting some plants in those, and then I'm going to be trying a soil blocker today as well. I think this is a 1.5 inch, maybe a 2 inch, it's a 2 inch soil blocker. There are 4 spaces in it, so it will fit perfectly into a tray, and so I will just block all the way down, and then I may make like 2 blocks and split the blocks out among the length of this, because I could technically get 5 blocks, I think, into a seed starting tray, but I want to leave a little bit of room in order to water the plants and make sure that everything gets watered nicely in these trays. So I'll be giving a review on this soil blocker and seeing if I like it or if I'll just stick to the plugs. We'll see after this year. The other thing that I will be using today are a Sharpie marker to write down the type of seed and what vegetable it is. So I'll do like, Copenhagen cabbage. So it's the type of cabbage and then the actual, like, it's a cabbage. Yeah, I'll be doing that as well, just so that I don't have to go back and reference my seed packets to know whether it's a tomato, cabbage, pepper, you know, that kind, because I mean, they're pretty fun names, and you wouldn't necessarily know the name or what vegetable it is from the name. The other thing I'm going to be using today are these markers, or these plant tags. I'm just going to write the name on the plant tag. I have, I think, 100. I have 100 tags here today. I hope it's enough. I'm going to be starting 9 seed trays, hopefully, this evening. I have flowers, I have vegetables, just the gamut of items that I want to start. So if I don't finish tonight, then I'll go into tomorrow. I am using Pro Mix. Oh, sorry, Maverick, for scaring you. It comes in a bag like this. I call it a bale. It's compressed potting mix. That's just what I'm using today. I've used a variety of different potting mixes. I do have my Rubbermaid tub, so if you've watched me do my seed starting videos before, or any like potting videos, I typically have like a Rubbermaid box, and then I throw all of my potting mix in there, and then I throw a couple pitchers full of water in there to moisten that, pre-moisten that potting mix. I moisten it to the point, let me grab a handful here, where like I can form it and it stays, if you can see that. So it stays in that clump, it doesn't fall apart. Like there is a little bit of falling apart, but a little bit, I think that's just because my hand's not big enough, a little bit of potting mix that came off. But for the most part, it stays formed. It's not like dripping wet, but it's well moisturized, I guess is the word for it. The other thing I have is a trowel. This is nothing fancy. I think it's from the Dollar Tree, to be honest. And then if I want to, I have my gloves as well. This potting mix doesn't seem to be woody. I don't know if you guys get this, but with some potting mixes, I get like slivers. I'm not getting that from this Pro Mix. So I probably won't use gloves today just because I work a little bit better without gloves as well. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I do have covers or plastic domes to put over these to keep the humidity in for germination. So I'll put those over these trays when I'm done. I don't have one sitting here to show you, but I'll show you when I go and place them. And yeah, I think that's it for kind of likeness throughout this seed starting series of videos. So let me get into some varieties. Quick, brief overview. The vegetables I'm going to start today are peppers, tomatoes, herbs, broccoli. I don't think I have any Brussels sprouts. Honestly, Brussels sprouts didn't do too good for me last year. So I might save the space from the Brussels sprouts and plant more broccoli, cabbage, and artichokes, which I don't know if these need to be, yeah, no, okay. They don't need to be cold stratified, so we're good. So these are all of the like high level varieties that I'm going to be planting today. I'll go into detail of each individual type that I will be planting and kind of a rough estimate of how many of each I will be planting as well. For herbs that I'm starting this year, I'm gonna, I started with the Flatleaf Parsley. So we gathered the seed back in 2020, so I sowed a couple more seeds than I usually do in each cell, just because I don't know if the germination rate is going to be good on this. But I suspect that I'll get some parsley plants. So Flatleaf Parsley, triple curled parsley. This variety of parsley is very dark green and closely curled leaves, best suited as a garnish. This plant is heat tolerant and cold tolerant. It withstands freezing temperatures consistently before going dormant. It's a favorite to add to juices, smoothies, and a little goes a long way. You harvest first to grow in the spring and last to die in the winter. Delicious dried or fresh. Holy Tulsi Basil. So this was recommended from someone that I follow here on YouTube. It's been regarded as one of the most important herbs ever discovered, used for centuries in herbal teas for its soothing properties. It has been used to shorten flu symptoms, aid in respiratory function, and to ward off the common cold. It grows much like traditional basil varieties, but does not bush as much. The variety produces flowers quickly to attract pollinators and does well indoors when the weather changes. It has the most flavor when harvested in the morning. Continuous pinching or leaves as you need leaves them will allow the plant to keep growing strong and prevent flowering. So with basil, a lot of the time when it flowers, it changes taste. So that's why it says to pinch the flowers on that basil. Lemon balm. Lemon balm is an heirloom herb that grows much like mint, except for less invasive. It has citrusy smell with a touch of mint and is amazing in teas. Used to help soothe symptoms of anxiety, depression, and the common cold. This herb is loaded with antioxidants and vitamins, as well as essential oils that should find its place in anyone's tea garden. Homegrown tea is far better than anything from the store, since it's picked at its peak of freshness. Pinch the leaves and stems as needed. The best time to harvest for drying is before the plant turns into a flower, usually when the bottom leaves start to turn yellow. Cutting back the plant can promote a late harvest. So I planted just one row of these, but I do plan on maybe doing like a second succession of this lemon balm and giving it away to some friends. Lemon mint. So I won't be putting lemon mint in my garden. It'll go into a container because mint is very invasive. And it'll just take over your whole garden regardless of what else you plant in there. So it'll be going in a plant on my patio. A plant without a hole in the bottom, so there will be no drainage for it. This is not a true mint. This variety is a dramatic addition to the herb garden. Clustered towers of purple flowers bloom to attract pollinators as they release a heavenly scent. Crush the leaves of this variety to release their bright lemony scent. They can be used raw, dried, cooked, or seasoned in any recipe. So, lemon mint. I'm excited to use that. Nasturtiums. This is peach melba. Creamy yellow blossoms grow on a bright green cascading bush. Nasturtiums are delicious and very nutritious flower. Excellent edging plant for flower beds and vegetable gardens. When used in bouquets, this variety will add a touch of whimsy. To harvest the leaves, flowers, and the seed pods of the nasturtium, it's all edible. They add a great peppery taste to many dishes. Try the leaves and flowers in a spicy pesto, so we might have to try that. It also has a vase life of 4 to 5 days. Catnip. So I'm growing this for Maverick. This herb is a variety known to make cats go crazy and has been used in traditional medicine for generations. Catnip can be grown in many locations. It's not invasive and is easy to grow, similar to mint or basil, with small white flowers forming at full maturity. The plant grows as a low-growing bush, making it into herbal teas to soothe cold and flu symptoms. So not only Maverick, but we can use that as well, but mostly Maverick for that one. Thyme. This is just a regular thyme. It's one of the most widely used in culinary herbs, an intense lemony aroma with a subtle Mediterranean feel. Great cooked or added fresh to salad dressings, dry over the winter or grow fresh in the windowsill. Leaves are green at the base of the plant and become a beautiful bluish green as the leaves grow and mature. Rosemary. There we go. It doesn't have a lot about rosemary. I'm mainly growing it to dry and use fresh for cooking, but it says it can be used in marinades, salad dressing, sauces, soups, and stuffing. So that's exciting. German chamomile. This beautiful petite variety resembles daisies and has a sweet calming scent that has been a staple for centuries. This plant is easy to grow from seed but can be very expensive at full maturity in stores. It grows up to 20 inches tall and can produce hundreds of flower heads if properly maintained. Ideal for making a homemade calming tea, drying for decorations, or making perfume. So I'm growing this to dry for tea. I might try it for like a salve, but mainly for tea for the wintertime. Genovese Basil. This is another variety that was recommended. It's from Italy. This variety has a powerful flavor that is ideal for making fresh pesto. Large, consistent leaves are great for a refreshing caprese salad too. Easy to grow in containers to use in cooking all year. Great for not only outdoors, but for greenhouse and aquaponic growing. That's kind of cool. Lastly, lemon basil. Native to Northwest India, this lemon-flavored and scented variety is perfect for use in the kitchen. Use instead of plain basil to add an additional tang to any dish. Great for teas, chicken, fish, and veggies. So, as I stated before, I am looking at growing enough and drying enough for our kitchen throughout the winter. So I'm going to try and grow as much of these. If something doesn't work out, I do feel like I have enough time to start more seed or even start some outside. So when it starts to warm up. But those are my, yeah, those are my varieties that I'm growing this year for any herbs and spices that I'm looking for. I guess they're mainly herbs, but herbs this year that I'm looking at growing. So we'll see you in the next seed starting video. Bye guys.